How's it going, everyone? My name is Sheldon Alex and I'm here with a brand new video for you. And in this video I just want to bring up a topic. A lot of people have asked, can I activate Grubhub, UberEATS, DoorDash, Postmates at the same time? Is it beneficial for me to do that? And my answer to that question is yes, you can. And in this video I want to talk to you about how you can activate and use UberEATS, DoorDash, Postmates, and Grubhub at the same time. So why would you activate all the apps at one time? One of the reasons is if you live in a location where orders are inconsistent, where like DoorDash, you only get orders every 30 minutes, and where you can have multiple apps open at the same time and get orders back to back. Another reason is heavy competition. You gotta remember, you're not the only one that's doing food courier services in your area. You're gonna have a lot of people that are also competing to get offers from those delivery services. And again, you wanna receive orders back to back. You don't wanna have any downtime unless you're on break. You wanna maximize your earnings. Then lastly, having all the apps activated at the same time will allow you to be selective on which orders to choose. So you get the flexibility of choosing the highest paying orders that you receive. So the first thing you want to do is go to an ideal location. Downtown is usually the best location. That's where most of the activity is in your area. But then you can also choose areas where it's very busy, where the activity is very high. Just open up the DoorDash, UberEATS, and Postmates apps and just check the color indication of the regions in your area. If it's very light, there's minimum activity. But if it's very dark, then activity is very high. And those are the areas that you want to go to. You also want to go to areas where there's cash bonuses. DoorDash, UberEATS, and Postmates offer that. Postmates, for example, offers the Blitz option where you get 3 times the amount of pay. And then DoorDash, sometimes they offer $2, $3 extra pay for like on Fridays, weekends, during the evenings, and then UberEATS also. So just check the app of the regions in your area and check which areas offer cash bonuses. So once you get to an ideal location, go ahead and park, turn on all the apps at once, and just wait to receive an offer. And then you can either accept or decline the offer. Be selective on which offers you want to take and which ones you want to decline. And then from there, once you get one, turn off all the other apps. So just to give you an idea of some orders that I don't accept, this is based on my personal preference. I don't accept orders that are between $2.50 to $5 in earnings for one order, unless it's a batch order. If it's an order that's in the same restaurant as an order that I'm already picking up, then I may make a judgment call and either accept or decline it. Usually accept those that where the address of where I need to deliver the food is in the same area as the place that I need to drop off the original order. I usually don't accept orders that contain only one item, like a soda or a smoothie or a milkshake, because usually those offers small earnings because it's not a big enough order. I usually try not to accept orders that are out of the way of popular regions, like 8, 9, 10 miles away, because once you accept that and then you have to deliver it, that's usually far away from where a lot of the orders are being placed at, like in downtown area. And so, once you deliver that food, you gotta drive all the way back over there. And so that's counterintuitive to the amount of money that you're trying to earn whenever you're going out to deliver food. Then I usually don't accept orders that are over 10 miles total, which means from where I'm at to driving to the restaurant, and then from the restaurant to the customer. If it's around over 10 miles total or 15 plus, I usually try not to accept those, unless the earning potential is really high or if there's just not a lot of activity going on. Sometimes I don't accept orders in areas where there's a lot of traffic, where there's just cars, bumper to bumper, and it takes a long time for me to get to the restaurant or for me to deliver the food to the customer. Which brings me to my next tip. If you plan on doing UberEATS, DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, all of those part-time, I would recommend you do it during the evening times, around 6 p.m. or so. That's when rush hour traffic may die down a little bit more. So you don't have to worry about traffic driving to and from restaurants to customers' homes. And then also parking will be more of a breeze. You don't have to worry about finding parking so much. And so I would recommend the evening times. It's just a lot easier to do orders and you can actually maximize your earnings during that time. And a lot of people also, they're home at that time. They're ordering food around that time. They're ready for dinner after a hard day's work. So you can really cash in. And then I don't accept offers from restaurants that are too slow. And you'll learn this from experience. Sometimes whenever you go to a restaurant and you're going to be waiting there because they are going to be behind, you might have to wait a little extra 10, 15 minutes or so. But if you have to wait 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour for an order that should have been ready about the time that you got there, it's best not to go to that restaurant for a while. Oh, and another quick tip for you based on my personal experience. The restaurants that usually take longer to complete orders are pizza places and sushi restaurants. So earlier I explained, whenever you accept an offer from one of the food delivery services, that you should turn off the other apps. But what are some moments where you can have more than one open at once? One of those instances, especially you want to do this, is whenever you are en route to deliver the food to the customer. You always want to turn on the other apps as you are hitting the road with the food. That way, while you're on the way to deliver the food, you're almost always going to get another offer. And again, it's about receiving orders back to back and maximizing your earnings. The other two reasons are situational. You can also leave the other apps on if you want to possibly receive a higher paying order. And so I've had instances where, like one instance where I had a DoorDash order that I was going to get $9 from if I completed it. But then I had Grubhub open at the same time and I ended up getting a $17 to $18 order from there. And so guess what happened to the DoorDash order? You can also leave the apps open if you want to potentially get batch orders, basically getting orders within the same restaurant or restaurants that are not too far from the restaurant that you need to go to pick up the food. So when is it a good time to receive two orders from two different food delivery service providers? It's always a good idea to accept orders if they're in the same restaurant. So if you get a Grubhub order and then you're already doing a DoorDash order and it's in the same restaurant, I would highly recommend accepting the Grubhub order as well. Or you can accept a second order if it's a different restaurant that's about up to 1 mile away from the restaurant that you're already in. So that way, while you're waiting for the food at the first restaurant, and once you pick it up, you'll have enough time to drive down to the other restaurant. And by that time, hopefully, the restaurant will have the order ready for you to pick up. And then you can go to the different addresses to deliver the food. I would also recommend accepting a second order from a food delivery service provider if the address of the second customer is between 2 to 3 miles or up to 2 to 3 miles away from the other address that you got to deliver the food to first. You never want to accept orders that are several miles apart from one another because you'll never have enough time to pick up the food on both locations and then deliver them the orders to the customers without the customers getting angry because you were too late to deliver their food. By the time you deliver the second order, you're more than likely going to deliver it while the food is cold. And that, of course, will affect your customer satisfaction rating. But this is also where you have to know your area very well and the map layouts for Grubhub, DoorDash, UberEATS, and Postmates, because how they lay out their maps are totally different. And so if you get a second order, like for instance, if you're doing a DoorDash order and you get an order from Grubhub, you gotta look at the map of Grubhub and see the points of where the restaurant you gotta get to and the customer you gotta deliver the food to. And you gotta check and see if the points of the restaurant and the customer are the same location as the area that you have to go to deliver the food, pick up the food from DoorDash and deliver the food to the customer there. So of course, there's cons to using multiple apps. One of the cons is you have to be very fast and flexible when swapping between multiple apps. So you're going to be switching between Grubhub, DoorDash, UberEATS, Postmates, and then you also got to factor in, you got to be using Apple Maps or Google Maps, so you got to swap between all of those. And if you're not really versatile with navigating through your phone, then doing all four simultaneously may not be the best choice for you. Another con is you may end up late delivering food to customers. So if you guess wrong on where the second restaurant and the address is, if it's out of the ways of your original order and you end up stuck having to complete both of the orders, then more than likely you're going to be delivering some cold food to the second customer. You got to remember, if you're doing two orders at the same time, you got to factor in that there's going to be possible traffic from car accidents or rush hour traffic, and then you also got to factor in that restaurants may take longer than expected to complete an order. And so there's always going to be those things and other factors that may hold you back from delivering a order on time. Another con is if you spend a lot of time declining orders because the order, the payout, or whatever, the location isn't ideal to you, it can affect your acceptance rating. Like Grubhub, for instance, they have an acceptance rating where you have to be above 80% or 90% in order to get first priority for scheduling and then receiving offers. And if you're constantly declining orders, it will affect your ability to continuously receive orders. Sometimes offers will be prioritized and sent to other food couriers that are accepting orders more frequently than you. And you probably shouldn't do all four at once if you are scheduled to drive for DoorDash or Grubhub, because you're going to receive more orders from them because you're scheduled to work. They're going to prioritize the offers to you more so than the people that are just driving whenever they feel like it. Those are my tips on how to use Grubhub, DoorDash, UberEATS, and Postmates at the same time, and this was all based on my experience of doing it myself. And again, you want to use this strategy to maximize your earnings, and especially if you live in a location where the food delivery service providers aren't really popular in your area. And just to let you know from my experience in using all four at the same time, I've been able to make between $20 to $25 plus an hour doing this. And so if you have any more questions on how to use all four of those delivery service providers at once, please let me know in the comments below. And if anybody's experienced in using all four at once, please let me know your strategy as well. I'd love to hear what you have to say. All right, well, I hope you guys take care, and please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. You all take care, stay wealthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.